going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix and welcome to my updated Herblore guide. There's been a number of changes to the skill since my last video. Your Herblore level now affects how many fights you can prepare for against Duke, where level 82 allows you to prepare for 4 battles. A few weeks earlier, Jagex introduced Surge Potions, which are an essential for both PVM and PvP. In 2024, Jagex added the Mastering Mixology minigame, which brought 2 new potions as well as a range of new Herblore equipment. The minigame gives the most XP for your herbs in the game, making it an excellent way for Ironmen to train. So why should you level up your Herblore? Well, having more fights at Duke and the introduction of Surge Potions makes Herblore almost an essential upgrade for your account. Herblore is also required to be effective within the chambers of Xeric, and it's recommended to have at least level 78, but level 90 helps. For Ironman, the skill introduces game-changing unlocks for your account, allowing you to make the supplies for any encounter. This includes vital unlocks like prayer potions, super restores, and Saradomin brews. Upon reaching 99 Herblore, you unlock a few perks. While wearing the skill cape, you can mix grimy herbs into unfinished potions. Wearing the skill cape also bypasses the hard desert diary requirement when mixing potions in Nada, and you can also search the cape for a pestle once per day. Going from 1 to 99 Herblore requires a bit of patience and perseverance, but you won't need any patience with lightning fast loading times from one of Apex Gaming PC's new builds. Their computers are perfect for all levels, with some starter PCs ranging up to absolute powerhouses. Apex Gaming PCs is a company based in Houston, Texas, with rocket speed shipping within the States and affordable global shipping options. I'm a big fan of the Apex Bronze PC build, where with my coupon code it's only $872. The Bronze PC comes equipped with everything you need for RuneScape and much more, with a Ryzen 5 6-core CPU, an RX 6500 XT graphics card, and 1 TB of SSD storage. My coupon code THEO will save you 3%, so you can save big on any PC you choose. If you're after a bit more power, there's also the new Streamer and Streamer Plus editions, with increased performance still at a reasonable price. Unlike getting 99 Herblore, you don't need much starting capital to get a new Apex PC, since there are now financing options available, and Apex is currently offering great value on the Bronze, Streamer, and Streamer Plus PCs, with big savings and a great deal for every gamer. So head over to Apex PCs and use the coupon code THEO to get 3% off your order, or you can click the link in the description below to browse the store today. Thanks to Apex Gaming PCs for sponsoring this guide. To be able to train Herblore, you need to have completed the Druidic Ritual quest. For this, you need raw bear, rat, beef, and chicken meat, and the quest is started in the Druid Circle in Tabberley. It's a fairly short quest, which is going to take under 10 minutes. With Druidic Ritual out of the way, you can start cleaning herbs and making potions. Most potions are made by firstly combining a clean herb with a vial of water. Then you add a secondary ingredient to make it the finished potion. You don't get experience from mixing herbs into vials. The majority of the XP comes from finishing off the potion. Each potion has a vastly different cost, and while it may seem efficient to make the best potion possible for the best XP rates, a lot of the time you'll end up spending far too much money. Generally, you lose the least amount of money by making potions that are traded commonly, like prayer potions and super restores, but the prices do change. Since the introduction of silver jewelry, the Amulet of Chemistry has been one way to save money on your Herblore training. Wearing this gives a 5% chance to make a 4-dose instead of a 3-dose potion, essentially increasing the sale price of the potions you make. But after Jagex introduced Mastering Mixology, there's been a range of new items that are useful for Herblore. You can now get an Alchemist's Amulet from the Mixology minigame, which stores up to 5,000 charges of an amulet of chemistry, but instead it has a boosted 15% chance to make a 4-dose potion. This can dramatically lower the cost of Herblore, especially with the expensive potions. The prescription goggles reward gives a 10% chance to save the secondary ingredient, which again can save you a lot of money in the long run. Pairing the Alchemist's Amulet with the prescription goggles will greatly reduce the cost of training Herblore. Also from Mastering Mixology, you can get the reagent pouch, and this holds 26 of each secondary ingredient. And this is very useful on an ultimate Ironman, but it also allows you to make 26 potions per inventory instead of 14. You can also unlock potion storage, where you get an extra area of your bank to store potions. Having this can potentially save you 248 bank spaces. In this next section, I'd like to briefly go over the entire pathways to 99 so you can see what it looks like. So shortly, I'll be talking about low-level training, and more specifically, how to get your first 20 levels. Then I'll get into the fastest ways to 99. For the fastest, there are 2 different pathways I'm going to show, the fastest with and without tick manipulation. Overall, the fastest methods involve making the best possible potions you can, and for the tick manipulation pathway, it goes up to the 1 tickable potions and moves up from there. These fastest methods are very expensive, where it costs over 200 mil without 1 ticking and close to 100 mil with tick manipulation, but it is possible to get 99 in as little as 23 hours. After showing the fastest methods, I'll talk about some cheap and fast methods that are going to cost far less than the fastest pathways. In that category, I'll show the cheap and fast, which takes 33 hours at a cost of only 30 mil. Then I'll show the even cheaper potions for those looking to save more money, and the cheaper pathway takes 40 hours at a cost of 22 mil. Then after that, I'll show the profitable Herblore methods. And it is difficult to make money out of Herblore while training, but there are some methods that are great money but don't necessarily give good XP. Then I'll show the best AFK training methods, and I'll show how to maximize your AFK times with Herblore. Then I'll finish the video with the best Ironman Herblore methods. Alright, so first up is the low-level training section, and I initially planned to show a complete Druidic ritual quest guide to get you started, but instead I decided to leave it up to the GOAT to guide you. So Slayer Music's quest guide is linked in the description below. After completing Druidic Ritual, the only things you can do are clean grimy Guams and make attack potions. To make attack potions, you should purchase Guam Potions Unfinished, or UNF. Then you need Eyes of Newt, and you'll need 172 of each to reach level 20. So to make potions, you should set your withdraw option at the bank to 14. Then you withdraw 14 unfinished potions and 14 Eyes of Newt. Then you use them on each other and press the spacebar or click to process your inventory. You get 16.8 seconds of AFK time to make all 14. Then you open the bank, deposit your inventory, withdraw 14 of each, and repeat. So attack potions are generally pretty decent XP at a low level. But at level 5, you unlock anti-poisons, which can speed up your training. You need 109 anti-poisons to go from level 5 to 20, and it's going to cost almost 100k, although you can also make strength potions once you reach level 12, and these are a bit faster than anti-poisons, and are also slightly cheaper to make. So those were the basics and low-level processes for Herblore, and now I'll show the fastest way to 99, split into the fastest with tick manipulation and the fastest without. The absolute fastest is with tick manipulation. So on this pathway, you'll basically be making the best potions you can until you unlock the first one-ticking potion. And for a potion to be able to be one-ticked, it needs to have stackable ingredients. So that first potion is unlocked at level 77, where one-ticking stamina potions is already going to bring in 530k XP per hour. To one-tick, you hold down your spacebar while making a potion every game tick. And in other words, it's very click and focus intensive. So I personally would not recommend one-ticking unless you're racing for the max cape. It's going to take only 23 hours to get 99 with this pathway, and at a cost of around 100 mil. Instead, if you're just going for the fastest XP without sweating it out, you can do the best potions you can without one-ticking. This ranges from attack potions all the way to ancient brews, which are very expensive to make. Overall, this pathway is going to take about 27 hours at max efficiency and will cost over 400 mil. But instead of making ancient brews, you can make Saradomin brews to 99, which will lower the total cost to around 200 mil, with a fairly similar amount of time spent. I personally don't really recommend this pathway though, since it is expensive, but it is the fastest without tick manipulation. So now let's move on to the cheap and fast methods to 99 Herblore. The general rule with saving money on your Herblore training is to make potions that are in high demand and have high trade volumes. Generally, super restores and ranging potions are your best mix between fast XP and a lower cost. And this entire pathway I'm showing is going to take around 33 hours and at a cost of around 30 mil. Prayer potions are the cheapest one on this list. As you can see, most of these are high demand potions. Now, if 30 mil is still too much for you, I have a pathway that's even cheaper. For this pathway, the majority of your training will be done with super restores until level 90. Then from there, you can make super combat potions. Super combats are made with regular super potions and a Torstol, and this means you can't AFK for as long since there's more ingredients, but you can still expect over 300k XP per hour. Currently, making super combat potions is not profitable, but sometimes you do make a bit of money. However, as a whole, this pathway is going to take around 40 hours at a cost of only 22 mil. So it's considerably cheaper than all of the pathways I've shown, and is still a viable pathway with high XP rates. Alright, now for the profitable Herblore methods, and it is difficult to make money with Herblore if you want the fastest XP, but there are a few decent moneymakers out there. Probably the best Herblore method for profit, which still gives decent XP, is partaking in mastering mixology, where it's possible to get around 2 mil GP per hour at higher levels, and that's if you trade in your reward points for Aldarium. At mixology, it's vital that you use herbs that are cost effective, and these on the screen are the 3 most cost effective herbs for each type of paste. So overall, getting to 99 Herblore here is going to cost about 75 mil in herbs. But then if you exchange all those points for Aldarium, you're going to profit 315 mil. Another profitable Herblore method is simply cleaning herbs, which can be done AFK or can be done spam clicking. At level 11 Herblore, you can clean Taramin, and by spam clicking, cleaning 10,000 herbs an hour, you can expect to make over 700k in profit. If you AFK though, where you leave the game to automatically clean the herbs, it's about 150k in profit per hour. The most profitable herb to clean are the new Huasca herbs, where it's possible to make 1.8 mil per hour, but you do need to be patient with the Grand Exchange. And with clean herbs, you can turn them into unfinished potions, which actually give 0 XP when you make them, but can be very profitable. And for example, Snapdragon potions will get almost 500k profit per hour. And the final profitable method for Herblore is making divine potions with crystal dust, and this this does require completion of the Song of the Elves quest. The most profitable one to make right now is Divine Super Combats, which nets over 1 mil profit per hour when you exchange seeds for crystal shards. But doing that requires a fair bit of starting capital, and also requires a very high Herblore level. There's a range of ways to gather crystal shards yourself, and that will bring in the most profit. Now with Herblore, it is possible to train AFK, and most of the skill is AFK if you're on a regular account. In this section, I'll briefly explain the AFK times for each method, and firstly, making a full inventory of 14 potions gives only 17 seconds of AFK time, but if you make potions with stackable ingredients, you get 31 seconds of AFK. That includes potions like staminas or extended super anti-fires. AFK cleaning an inventory of herbs where you just click once lets you AFK for 50 seconds. But this is not very worthwhile since you can speed it up by clicking. Making one inventory of 14 unfinished potions only lets you AFK for 8.4 seconds, which is really not that long at all. Another AFK Herblore method is making tars, and I didn't really talk about tars in this video because they're quite expensive and pretty slow XP, but making one inventory of tars will let you AFK for 46 seconds. In summary, the best AFK Herblore method is making potions with stackable ingredients. As an Ironman, Herblore works a little differently, where you need to farm and gather the raw materials. The Mastering Mixology minigame is an excellent way for Ironmen to train, since it gives the most XP for your herbs in the game. But with making regular potions, instead of making the best potions possible, Ironmen should prioritize making potions that are useful to them, and also making potions that have easier ingredients to obtain. Herbs are sourced from a range of activities in-game, including farming them and drops from PVM and bosses. Secondary ingredients are sourced in a similar fashion, except it does vary from secondary to secondary. Farming is one way, but there are also shops that sell secondaries, and Ironmen will usually have to spend quite a bit of time gathering these ingredients. To get started with Herblore as an Ironman, you can purchase Vial of Water packs and Eyes of Newt from shops around the game. Then you can make attack potions to get your early levels. From there, some easy potions to make include Serum 207s, Energy Potions, Prayer Potions, and Super Attacks. Then once you reach level 60, you can start partaking in Mixology, which is going to be the most efficient way to level up. For an in-depth Mastering Mixology guide, I'm releasing one to my second channel shortly after making this video. So if you're watching this a few days after I upload this, there will be a link to the Mixology guide in the description below. Anyways, that was my complete level 1 to 99 Herblore guide. Be sure to check out Apex Gaming PCs by clicking the link in the description, and you can use my coupon code THEO to save 3% off. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more old school content. Thanks for watching.